Hello, Governor. Let me get to the chase. Saw this movie called American Beauty. It was released in 1999, and it stars Kevin Spacey alongside Thora Birch, Wes Bentley, and Annette Bengend. Bengend? Benin? I could be wrong. I do apologize for butchering her name. American Beauty is about a middle-aged man who is going through a midlife crisis. He is basically, it's a dysfunctional family. So, the wife is a struggling realtor, and the daughter is a typical teenager. Is embarrassed by her parents. Like, I'm embarrassed. Oh my God, stop! The typical teenager, but it's a dysfunctional family in their own way. And things start to take a turn because, like I said, the father is going through a midlife crisis and he starts to form a bizarre attraction towards his daughter's Jane best friend. And the best friend doesn't seem to mind it. Obviously she's liking it, because she feels she has this sort of ego at the same time, this sort of idea that she's going to be a model. Apparently, people started staring at her when she was 12 years old, and she feels like with that, it gives her a shot of being a model. So it kind of gives her confidence and things like that. Kind of like a mellowed out version of Jennifer from Jennifer's Body. Very two different movies and very from two different times. You also have Ricky, who is played by Wes Bentley. They live next door, and he has an attraction towards Thora Birch's character, Jane, the daughter. At first, Jane is a little creeped out by it, but she's creeped out about it, but she likes it. She's like, "Oh my God, I got a guy's attention. Yeah, it's weird that he's watching me through a camera, but I like it." And Ricky always has a camera on him because he feels if he records it, he'll remember it because he needs to remember. He likes to record what he feels is beauty. And Ricky comes from a very strict, structured family. The dad is an army man, very strict, and he has his struggles as well. He's closeted. And the wife, the mother, is just checked out. Checked out of the marriage, checked out of reality. And what sort of backs this up is, one, there's a scene where Ricky comes down for breakfast, and all of a sudden, she presents him the breakfast, but he says, I can't eat that. I don't eat that. I can't eat that. You know that. She goes, oh, I forgot. And then there's another scene where he comes home from work. He sits down with his family. He says, hello. And they're watching TV, and about maybe a couple moments later, the mom goes, what? Did you say something? Ricky goes, no, I just said hello. She's like, oh, I didn't hear you. Like, she's checked out. She's like, done. So the movie continues, and, Lester is, like I said, going through a midlife crisis. So he all of a sudden quits his job and gets a new job at Smiley's, at a fast food joint called Smiley's. Basically, when he asks for the job, he goes, I need a job where I have little to no responsibility. That was his sort of punchline. And then the wife starts to have an affair with her competitor, Buddy the King Realtor, something like that. So they start to have an affair, and when word gets out that Lester had quit his job, the wife is not happy. Oh, he thinks, they're at the table trying to act all hunky-dory. Oh, your father thinks it's okay that he gets to quit his job and I have to be the sole breadwinner, blah, blah, blah. And the daughter goes, okay, if it's between you guys, it's between you guys, which is understandable. Hey, I don't have anything to do with your marriage problems. Please leave me alone. Leave me out of it. The dad sort of starts to go, sit down. And then he then throws a plate of asparagus at the wall, and they're like, what the heck happened? What? He then starts to have Ricky supply him with some things to help him help him get off the edge. At the same time, he then starts to work out because he had overheard the friend say that if he was slimmer, she would date him. She said something else, but I don't think that would be a good idea for me to say this on YouTube. But she said she would date him. So he starts to work out, and with what was supplied to him is the edge. What was really clever about this scene when he asks, because he's trying to work out with a same-sex couple, but they're more athletic than him, so they go ahead of him, and he's like, wow, they run like they ain't got no lungs, blah, blah. He goes, hey, Ricky, and mind you, it's all in front of his dad, but there's a clever way he does it. He goes, that movie we were talking about the other day? And Ricky was really cool. He's a smart kid. He just does what he does, as it means he says he has other income. He does like other stuff to make it look like he's clean cut. And he goes, oh, reanimated. Oh, it's in my room. Why don't you come with me and we'll go get it? And gives him the supply. Basically tells him, oh, this costs this much, this costs that much, this costs this much. It's very clever. Then, of course, you learn more about his story. At one point, the dad caught him doing something he should not have done. He puts him into army school. It doesn't work out. Some kid makes fun of his haircut, and he snaps. He loses it, which makes him go into the psychiatric ward. He comes out, and he starts to have a relationship with Jane because she starts to like him. As the movie continues, it's like dysfunction after dysfunction. I mean, Lester soon finds out that the wife is having an affair at the place he works. And he's like, hello, welcome to Smiley. Would you like our Smiley sauce? Acting all like this and that. She goes, this is not funny. You're like, yeah, you're right, it's not funny. And the manager that's there goes, you're so busted. And the wife goes, this doesn't concern you. And Lester goes, well, she is the manager of the drive-thru, so you're in her territory, so it does concern her business. And she goes, we could talk. And I go, nope, you never, ever get to tell me what to do again. And then presents them with their food and things like that. And then things start to get stranger. Ricky's dad starts to sense something's going on. And then it starts to go kind of down south. Because basically Lester is telling the story while he's dying. Plot twist. This might be where the idea for M. Night Shyamalan's movie Sixth Sense came from. Because that came around 2000. This was released in 1999, so maybe that's where he got the idea from. Who knows? But American Beauty, like I said, it stars Kevin Spacey, and it was released back in 1999. It's a comedy, it's a drama, it's well executed. I really liked how they did. The director Sir Sam Mendes, did a magnificent job of telling each of their story, from Jane to the wife to Kevin Spacey's character, Lester, to Ricky Wes Spence's character, and divided it up very, very nicely. It was like, oh, you have like 15 minutes. Like, oh, we're going to tell your story. After your story, we're going to go then tell his story. No. Everyone has like a good amount of screen time. And with that good amount of screen time is the story, is what's going on, how are they thinking. You as an audience are going along for the ride just as the character. So you and the character are equals and on the same page, and you're like, oh, I get it. Oh, I see. Even though this is your first time watching the movie and you've never met the characters, you don't know the characters, you start to feel like you're on the same page as them. That's how I felt as I was watching this movie, and that's what I like to feel. I like to feel like, okay, the characters know more about you, but you're not too far behind. So you know that the character knows something, but you're not out of the loop. And it's very cool to be left in the loop. But like I said, American Beauty, watch it. I think you'll like it. If not, hey, it is what it is. But I liked it.